Hello, this is Wmpyr here to talk about body combat. So yesterday, for the first time, I attended my body combat class. Um, this is not the first time I've done um, aerobic kickboxing. To me, that is what this was. It's aerobic kickboxing. It's like Taibo. I really felt no difference. Um, So that being said, what did I think of the class? Well, the class for me was really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because as I was doing it, it brought back a lot of memories for me. My mind was engaged because of my previous training that I've done in Muay Thai kickboxing, boxing, savate, full contact fighting. So because I've experienced those things, in the past, I know what it's like to hit another person and also what it's like to get hit and what are, some of the things I got to do and worry about and all that. All that came flooding back. So as we were doing the combos and stuff, my brain started thinking like, oh, if I shift my body this way, I could put more power in there. And I need to shift back this way, and I need to protect myself while I'm doing that. Make sure that this hand doesn't go low when I'm throwing this punch, and make sure that I'm not telegraphing here. And all that comes back, and for me that's fun. That kind of technical thinking is super fun for me. And if I hang my arms this way, then I could keep my arms there without tiring my arms out, but I'm still able to launch my strikes, and all this stuff while protecting myself. That's the fight IQ stuff. That comes from experience. Um, that comes from the training that I've done. So this brought that back for me. So that was great. And so because of that, I want to keep coming back. I want to take this class as much as I can. The question is, you might be going, well, why don't you just go to an MMA gym, or why don't you just go to a Muay Thai class, or if you miss that stuff, why don't you go do? And the answer for me is, I don't miss it that much. No. In all seriousness, I have no desire for actual fight training because I've already been there, done that. Back then when I was younger, I had the desire, I had the motive because I wanted to fight in mixed matches where I test myself against people from other discipline. I wanted to do that. And now I've already done that. So, and back then I wanted to know, how far can I go? How good was I? What was my potential? Who can I beat? Who can I not beat? How, if I can beat them, how am I going to do it? How am I going to accomplish it? And if I am going to lose, how will I lose? I wanted to know those answers, and I already did that. I got to find out. And in a nutshell, for those of you up and coming wolves, because that's what I was like a wolf, hungry wolf that had a taste for violence, right? Wanted to know. Um, for those of you that are wanting to know, that the bottom line answer to all of that is simple. The world's huge. There's a lot of beasts out there. There's a lot of monsters out there. And basically you find out that you ain't nothing special. And that's what I found out. In a shortcut, that was the answer. That the world was huge. So, yes, I did get to beat some people that was out of my league, beat some people that I shouldn't have, and I also got crushed, where I had to put my tail between my legs and get my sorry butt out of there. It was almost embarrassing. So I've got to experience both of those and everything in between. The sweet taste of victory, the awful taste of defeat, and everything in between. So, been there, done that. I'm over it. Okay. So now, at this age, health and fitness is the most valuable thing. Health, obviously, because at this age you're just more prone to breaking down and getting sick, and that's the worst feeling, being helpless like that. So I want to be as healthy as I can. Fit, why? Because if I am gonna be on this planet, I want to do more things. Why not? You know, why not? Go do stuff. Go do things. Climb a mountain. You know, swim in the ocean. Rollerblading, skateboarding. Well, whatever comes my way. I want to be able to do it. I'm not saying do it well. I'm just saying I want to be able to do it. I want to be able to experience it. So fitness is important at this age. So health and fitness is everything. This year I'll be 50, and I'm telling you that's the way to go. So that's why this is better suited for me than going to an MMA gym or somewhere where the training is a lot harder. Harder as in, look, this was no joke, the body combat. And compared to MMA, boxing, savate, full contact fighting, it was just as hard. It was just as hard, but this is a small fraction of fight training, of actual fight training. This is basically only shadow boxing. That other stuff that I just mentioned, we do pad work, you do sparring, you do road work, you're doing a lot more. So you really can't compare it in that sense, but you're doing way, way, way more. And so it's just, there's more risk for injury. And this has much less risk, obviously, just because the sheer amount is less. But, and also you're not making actual contact and stuff, so it's just way safer. So at this age, this is much safer, much easier in that sense. But don't get me wrong, when it comes to just shadow boxing, this was just as hard as any of those other ones. So you got to give it respect. Okay, so if I work out for an hour at an MMA gym and I work out in body combat for 1 hour, they're both hard. Is what I gotta say. I mean, they're both gonna make you sweat. I'm gonna be breathing hard in both. Okay, just MMA is harder physically. Like it. I'm getting bruised. I'm getting jacked up. Okay, so that's the difference. But anyway, so I hope you guys understand. So what I'm saying is this body combat is no joke. So let me put it to you in a different perspective. If you are going to claim that you are doing MMA, like, I'm doing MMA right now. You're going to claim that. You're going to brag about that. I do boxing. I do Muay Thai kickboxing. If you're going to say that and you can't handle this class, the body combat class, you shouldn't be opening your mouth. If you're going to say stuff like that, then you should be able to handle body combat. Okay, you should be able to go through body combat back-to-back classes, no problem. And if you can't, then zip your mouth, all right? You got no right to be claiming that. That's the way that I see it. So the bottom line is I'm saying this was no joke, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. Now that being said, for me, it was really fun because it brought back the techniques and the tactics. Watching the people in the class, it looked to me like nobody there had fight training, and I thought that was unfortunate because there was a clique in the group. Like the front row had maybe 3 or 4 girls that were like the teacher's pet, and they were kind of like we're the lions here kind of thing, right? This is our class. They had that kind of attitude, which I get it because it's a tough class, and you're throwing punches and kicks. So it's all about empowerment, right? So they're feeling strong and tough. All right. If you are going to feel empowered like that, because it's like if you're just doing this for fitness, why not just go to Zumba? You're coming here to body combat because it's punches and kicks, because it's knees and elbows, that gives you a different kind of empowerment that you're not going to find in Pilates. You're not going to find, like in Zumba. It's a little different in that. There is some testosterone. So if that's the case, why not research the techniques that you're doing to make it a little bit more realistic? Why not? Why not get a punching bag at home and practice on the actual punching bag? Practice these moves that you're doing in this class, or go to a gym where you can do that. Why not? You should. You totally should. Okay. I would. I can't imagine just doing this and not having the fight training. I can't imagine that. I would have to at some point. So the instructor especially, I'm surprised just looking at his stance and stuff. I could tell this guy he doesn't. The other thing is some of the combos, right? Some of the combos to me can be used for an actual fight, but that's stretching it. Will the people taking this class, will they be able to use this stuff for self-defense or a sport fight? No, absolutely not. Because this is pretty much a follow-along class. You're not learning. You are doing a follow the leader type of thing. So if you are gonna use it for actual fighting, whether it's on the street or in the ring, there's so much more that you got to do. This is just lacking way too much. And just to imitate the instructor, and then to think that you could use this, you'd have to be a beast. Like, you have to have other things to back that up. But just this, it's just not enough. It's not enough. Okay, because this is primarily, not even just primary. This is for fitness. Period. And that's it. It's exercise. It's fitness exercise. That's it. Okay. So even though this does have martial arts moves in there, I'm telling you, it's not enough. So now, will this help you when you go to a martial arts class? Yeah, it will, for sure. Because when they say roundhouse kick, you'll know what that is. The average person may have no idea what that is, surprisingly. So it's going to help you out for sure, and you'll be, you'll have fitness on your side, and that goes a long way. Fitness does help a lot. If you don't have fitness, I don't care how realistic your techniques are, you're going to have a tough night when you need it for an actual situation. But if you have fitness and then you have the techniques, realistic techniques, then it's going to help you big time, the fitness. So the fitness can't hurt, is what I'm saying, So some of the moves, could they be used by someone that has the fight training? Yes. Some of the moves, no. It's obviously only for exercise, And some of the moves, one move at least, I thought was kind of dangerous to the knee, the movement. I was like, that's not a safe movement, and I wish they would have taken it out. Yeah. So some of the stuff I would say, be careful, and if you don't like it, change it. And that's what I'm going to do in my next class. If I see a move that I don't like, I'm going to change it. Whatever. I'm going to do it my way, and people laugh at me. That's fine. No one's going to laugh at you, I don't think, but they shouldn't. And if they did, the instructor should say something. But yeah. So anyway, I had fun. I hope to keep going. And I do recommend it. I do recommend it for those of you that even if you are interested in actually fighting, this is a nice thing to start off in before you start going into harder training. Yeah. Or if you are doing harder training, like you are doing Muay Thai training, there are times where you're going to just need a break, and on your break you switch to this. I think that would be great. And once again, by harder, I'm not trying to insult this. I'm saying harder. It's just different. Okay, so my respect to body combat, and any of you people that do go to this class, respect to you. Keep going. Like I said, I plan to do it, but my recommendation is do some research and make your techniques more realistic. You know, don't just do only for fitness, only for don't rely on the class to give you the realisticness. Don't, because it doesn't, and it's not. So you got to go out of your way to do the research for self-defense stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's the my advice right there. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.